David went away from there and escaped to the cave of Adullam. And his brothers and all his father's household heard, went down to him there, every man who was in distress and every man who had a creditor. Every man of embittered spirit gathered themselves to him. He became a chief over them, and there were about 400 men with him. And David went from there to Mizpeh, Moab, and he said to the king of Moab, "Let my father and mother come out now with you until I know what God will do for me." And he brought them before the king of Moab, and they stayed with him all the time that David was in the stronghold. And Gad the prophet said to David, "You shall not stay in the stronghold. Go on into the land of Judah." And David went and came to the forest of Hereth. Saul heard that David and the men who were with him had become known, and Saul was sitting in Gibeah under the tamarisk tree on a hill, and his spear was in his hand, and all his servants were standing by him. Saul said to his servants who were standing by him, "Hearken now, O Benjamites, will the son of Jesse also give all of you fields and vineyards? Will he appoint all of you captains of thousands and captains of hundreds? For all of you have rebelled against me. No one reveals to me when my son made a covenant with the son of Jesse. No one of you feels sorry for me or reveals to me that my son had incited my servants to rise up against me, to lie in wait as of this day." The Doeg, the Edomite who was appointed over Saul's servants, answered and said, "I saw the son of Jesse come to Nob to Ahimelech the son of Ahitub, and he inquired of the Lord on his behalf, and gave him provisions, and gave him the sword of Goliath the Philistine." And the king sent to call Ahimelech the son of Ahitub the priest, and all of his father's household, the priests who were in Nob, and they all came to the king. Saul said, "Listen now, O son of Ahitub." And he said, "Here I am, my lord." Saul said to him, "Why have you rebelled against me, you and the son of Jesse, by your giving him food and a sword, by inquiring of God on his behalf, to rise up against me as one who lies in wait as of this day?" And Ahimelech answered the king and said, "Now, who among all your servants is as faithful as David? Who is the king's son-in-law? Who goes to do your service and is honored in your house? Have I begun today to inquire of God on his behalf? Far be it from me. Let not the king impute anything to his servant, nor to all my father's household. For your servant knew nothing of all this, less or more." The king said, "You shall surely die, Ahimelech, you and all your father's household." And the king said to the footmen who were standing beside him, "Turn and put the priests of the Lord to death, for their hand is also with David." And because they knew that he was fleeing, they did not inform me. The king's servants would not put forth their hand to fall upon the priests of the Lord. The king said to Doeg, "You turn and fall upon the priests." And Doeg turned, and he fell upon the priests and slew on that day 85 men, wearers of a linen ephod. And Nob, the king of the priests, he smote with the sharp edge of the sword, both man and women, infant and suckling, and ox and ass and lamb with the sharp edge of the sword. And one son of Ahimelech, the son of Ahitub, whose name was Abiathar, escaped and fled after David. And Abiathar told David that Saul had slain the priests of the Lord. David said to Abiathar, "I knew on that day that Doeg the Edomite was there, and that he would tell Saul, 'I brought about the death of every person of your father's household. Stay with me, fear not, for he who seeks my soul seeks your soul, for you shall be in safeguard with me.'"